Good morning. Welcome to your card of the day for Tuesday the 4th or Wednesday the 5th of March, depending what side of the date line you're on. Now, the card that we have been given for the day is the throat chakra. Express your truth. So let me pop it here so I'm not looking down at it, because down at it, I kind of like my eyes are low. So this card deals with the center, this energy center of your throat. And this is about expression, communication. It's about your own creative language, sharing your spirit, accepting your originality. It's about truth and authenticity. But we must always remember that the throat chakra, this throat center, is also connected with our ears. So it's not just about speaking our truth, it's about the ability to hear the truth of others. So this energy center is actually the origin of our expression. I'll just read this from the thing for you. It is the source of the life spark that inspires our aliveness and stokes the creative fires in others. This is the outer sharing of our inner being, the glowing song of our soul, on the winds of our flight to understanding more of who we are. Connect to the crux of your potential and take it further than you could have imagined. As spirit fuses into the tangible, it actualizes as a platform for greater experiences, and new facets are sculpted, seeded and shared as a fractal of light in the form of our own unique language. So these cards, the ones for the energy centers, are a little bit different from the others. I see a macabre here, I see a butterfly, and then there's like the wings of a bird or an angel. So it's kind of like, to me, it's speaking of flight. And there's a blue butterfly, because this energy center is blue. Most of the card is blue with a little bit of purple, which brings us, into the crown, into the visioning energy. So this card's really talking about being truthful with yourself and how you're really feeling. Sometimes we're not so good at that, are we, of actually really being truthful with how we're feeling. Sometimes, some of us have been raised to not be allowed to be truthful about our feelings. We haven't been allowed to express them outwardly, and so haven't been allowed to truly explore them. And how can you be truthful with yourself when you've never been allowed to? This is a real journey of learning. If you always act from integrity and you follow your heart, the truth in your heart, that's one way about being truthful for yourself, whatever your truth is in your heart. Because our hearts don't tend to send us astray. Our egos will, but not our hearts. And if we're there in integrity, following our hearts, those unhealthy connections, those unhealthy aspects of our lives just fall away. We become in alignment with our purpose. So if we're wanting to become in alignment with our purpose, this is very important. It's important to be truthful with ourselves, to act with integrity from our heart. Because when we do this, our internal navigation system, our internal compass becomes stronger, your purpose becomes clearer, and we're able to inspire others because we're shining our own light from our own deeper knowing, from our own inner knowing, our inner standing. Knowing's not a word I really like to use because I've been there totally in the left hemisphere of my brain and having to understand everything. Why? And a few years ago I realized that understanding things weren't as important as feeling them. So that allowed me to get out of my brain and into my heart, letting go of the need to understand how something works, why something happens the way it does. Because at the end of the day, I had to ask myself the question, does that really matter? What difference does it make whether I know or not? What's important is my lived experience and how I feel, how much I'm in my heart. Is more expensive, more important than the knowing of why. I still spend almost 60 years of my life having to know why. So this card, the theme of the throat chakra card, the throat energy center, is how you share your spirit. It's your unique language and how you make the space to hear others. If you're wanting to work with this center, a beautiful, vibrant blue, not pale, not dark, but somewhere in the middle. There's several stones that help, several crystals. You can, blue calcite, the phoenix stone, Larimar is a beautiful stone to work with. I've been sleeping with my Larimar for a little while, and Larimar is a beautiful stone to work with for this energy center. This sits on a little choker and just sits right here over my throat, and I wear it. But yeah, you can work with crystals, blue crystals. Trying to think of another one. The blue calcite, the Lemurian calcite, there's another. It's interesting, it always looks green on camera, but it's actually blue when I'm holding it in my hand. Just trying to think what else I might have lying around that might be very blue. Nothing I can see right now. The phoenix stone is definitely a throat center. And yet, again, it has a greeny colour, which is interesting, isn't it? So yeah, anything blue. You can just get that beautiful colour of blue and have it present with you. But yeah, the blue of the butterfly is pretty close to the right colour. That's pretty much the colour of that Lemurian calcite that I have there. So yeah, working with this energy centre, speaking your truth and allowing others to speak theirs, listening, hearing others' truths. It's interesting, we actually did some energy work with this centre. We've been doing some energy work with this centre in our healings. So live your life in truth from your heart. Speak your truth. Do not be afraid. By speaking your truth, you lead others. It enables others. When you live your life with truth, from your own truth, and you walk your own path with grace and with integrity. It allows others to find the same in their own lives. And you don't even realize that you're affecting others' lives until you start hearing stories from people saying, when you told me this, I thought, well, why can't I? And I went and I did this. And you find that you're starting to, just by being, you have an effect on others that they also start being. They start living from their own truth. So live from your truth. Live from your heart. And your path just opens before you in a way that you can't imagine before you truly speak and live from your truth. And living from your truth includes accepting those parts of yourself that we spoke about yesterday, that you don't find easy to deal with. Being able to show yourself love and compassion even to those parts of yourself that you don't really like. Until you get to the point that you actually do love every part of yourself. And then you find yourself loving every part of others and living from truth and allowing others to live from their truth becomes a much easier path for you to travel. Thank you, team. Okay. With that, I'll say good night. Have a wonderful, blessed day. And remember to stay in your truth. And remember the message from my guides the other day. Sometimes it's time to stand and fight. But sometimes it's better to walk away. And living in your truth. You live in your truth when you're walking away. You live in your truth when you stand and fight. It's not one or the other. There's nothing black and white. We live in a multicoloured universe. Not a black and white one. But as humans, we like things to be black and white and clear and defined. But life's not like that. Life's very messy. Have a blessed day.